Hello and welcome back to a brand new video on the koi. So you are joining me here in my pet's corner. So we obviously have the koi fry and I have my ball python. Yeah, so I've got to feed the snake as well in a bit. I shouldn't face away from you because the audio is not great in here as it is anyway. There's a bit of an echo in this part of the room because of the design of the roof and loft conversions and all of that, you know how it is. So today I want to be doing a water change and filter clean. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the pump off. The heater's off already, but it's still in there. I've just kept it in there just in case it does ever get cold, because it does get quite cold up here through the night. So if it does ever get too cold, I can whack it on. But it hasn't dropped below, it was 19.9 the other day, and it's 22.1, and that's no heater at all. So, it's being in the attic, hot air rises, so it does, it gets cold, it gets warm in the day and cold at night. So, yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is, because I've got a bucket of water here, fresh water. It's been in here for a good few days now, just trying to let the chlorine sort of like evaporate out of it. I've had the lid loose so chlorine can evaporate, but there may be coppers and zincs and everything else. I'm not putting any water conditioner or anything like that in there. I am going to be adding a bit of this salt, so it does say because the stress and everything else with the fish and because of the ick that we had, white spot, I'm still going to keep low levels of salt in there. So it does say 1 tablespoon for every 20 litres. So in here I've only got, well, there's about 14 litres in here, so I'm only going to put in half of that tablespoon. So, but I don't want a real strong solution, I just want it to be quite weak. So that's less than half there, that's hardly anything in there at all. So we'll put that in, we'll give it a good stir. We're going to let that dissolve. And hopefully we can get this all done in one cut. No edits, and try and keep it as simple as possible. And hopefully keep it as short as possible. And then this is sort of like a realistic video of how long it actually takes to do a water change on a 24 litre tank. So it's only, it is a tiny tank, it's small, but it's good enough for the fry that we do have. I have been out in the garden and I have checked the pond again and again and again, and I can't see any more fry out there. The fish are going crazy, they want food, they haven't been fed yet. But what I have noticed about this pump, it's not very good, because obviously some of the poo sits at the bottom, and because of that, the pump doesn't filter everything out. It does filter out a lot of it, but it's not perfect. I mean, ideally I'd like to have what we used to have on the old tanks when we used to have like tropical tanks. We used to have like a little plastic base, and then it used to have a little thing on the back here, and it used to suck, and all the poo used to fall through, and it would suck it up through. And yeah, I don't know, they're not very common anymore. People seem to use gravel, don't they, and then just have like a little suction pump and clean it all up regularly. But yeah, each their own, isn't it? Different ways. Right, so let's get this pump off. There we go. Now the fish are going to start freaking out. They're going to be going, what is going on here? Put that up there, out of the way. Lift that up. You want to clean this as well. So I do have here as well a dirty bucket. Actually, it's been designed so they can go straight into it. I don't know if that's going to be long enough to lead. Oh yeah, that'll go in there for now. Okay. Oh, so the filter has got mucked up a little bit. You can see it's a little bit. Let's put them up here so you can see. Get this one out. There we go. Oh yeah, They're nice and mucky, they are. So the filter is working quite well. We don't want to get that, don't let that dry out. So we're going to get on straight away with getting some of this water out. And this is going to take a long time because it's a very slow suction. And that way, because I want it on a slow suction, it's going to be easier to get all the little bits of poo that's dropped to the bottom rather than sucking it out really quick, draining it out. That's more likely going to stress the fish out as well. So, also, while that's draining, I'm going to feed my snake quickly, but because of contaminations of water and everything else, I mean, I did previously wash my hands before doing all this, made sure there was no soap on my hands, because even the soap can, you know, contaminate the water and affect them. So what I'm going to do is while that's slowly draining, I'm going to go get the rat, we'll feed the snake, I'll get my hands washed up, and we should be good to put the new fresh water back in. Excellent. Right, it's going to take the fish a little while. The fish? It's going to take the snake a little while to get that down him. He'll be munching that pretty well, yeah. That'll be gone soon. You turn around and you look back again and it'll be gone. So, oh, that's interesting. You can see all the breakdown of all the poo and everything that's come off that and it's in the water. Yeah, it's doing it's cleaning up all right. So what I'm going to do is I've got this lint-free cloth. It's the only cloth that I'm using for purely just the tank, not being used for anything else. I'm just going to wipe that top edge. I'm sorry fish, I know it's a little bit disturbing for you, but hopefully, you know, the fish are going to get used to me doing this. I mean, yeah, again, it's only been a week they've been in there. And you can see how much dirt already is on the glass. It's incredible. Yeah, you don't expect it to get that dirty. Yeah, they are they're very scared of me at the moment still. They'll be right. As long as they stay up that end, it'll be fine. Let's take that down from there for now. And then what I'll do is every time I do a water change and clean the filter, each time with adding the salt, I'm going to add less and less, almost like weaning them off the salt, because the salt's always going to be in the water, and then comes the point when I stop putting the salt in, and then with the water changes, the salt will naturally be weakened down. Hopefully to a point where there'll be hardly any more salt left in there. So it's going to take quite a while. I mean, the process of this, it'll probably take me all the way up to spring, up until they go outside, because they need to, you know, they need to be off the salt. It's like a drug for them, isn't it? They need to be off the salt before they go back out into the pond. So, and hopefully by then they'll be big enough not to get munched up by the other fish. And if there is one or two that are too small to go out there, then you know, maybe I have to invest in a larger tank so that they can go into a bigger tank before going back out to the pond. But we'll see. You know, I'm pretty sure that mirror carp there is going to be fine in the pond. Going to be big enough. But it's those two little ones at the back there. But it's surprising, even within a week, how the colours are changing. I mean, look at the black carp. You can see along the bottom, he's going almost a little bit, I don't know, it's very shiny on the bottom. It's like a white, but almost silver coming through underneath, working its way from the bottom and then up. So that looks quite nice. And then one of the other ones, the silvery ones, has got like a dark patch on his head, and yeah, they're starting to get their little colours and markings coming through now. And that's incredible, because it's only, you know, like I say, they've only been here for like a week or so. It's the start of the second week. But I had to do a water change. I wanted to get it done. So unfortunately the main camera died, and that was also recording the audio as well. So this next section, the audio is kind of, it's terrible, let's not lie, it's terrible. So I'm just going to skip forward all the way to the bit where I clean the filters out, and then we'll carry on from there, because all I'm talking about at the moment is basically I'm just having a moan about that pump. I'm talking about how people were giving it bad reviews online because they were saying it was really noisy, and in fact it actually wasn't. So yeah, anyway, let's skip forward to the cleaning of the pump. So I am cleaning the filters in the actual dirty pond, well, the dirty water from there, because it has all the beneficial bacteria still in it. So that's why I'm doing that, not using clean water. The other thing, the other reason why I've left the bucket of water up here as well for a few days is so that we can get the same temperature of water, so it's not going to freak the fish out too much. So once this comes back up to temperature, the fish will see, we'll see the temperature being exactly the same. It's not going to change at all. I mean, it was 22 degrees just a minute ago, it's still saying it's 22 degrees. I don't know if the thing's in the water, is it? But I guess the water is staying the same temperature as the room. Through the night, I don't know how cold it gets because obviously I'm asleep. But again, what I'm going to do is I will fill this up to the top. But over the course of the week, we were losing quite a bit of water, evaporation, and also not only just evaporation, but there was always little bits of poo at the bottom. So I was always sucking up the little bits of poo. Happy days. And what they also want, I know they want it because I haven't given them any today, I'm also upping their feed, so because they are eating quite a bit now. So there's 10 in there, that's 2 each, so we'll leave them in there. So apart from misjudging how much water I needed to put in, that's
I'd say that's a success. Obviously I'm going to check the water levels in a minute. We'll check the oxygen, ammonia, nitrate and nitrite. And there's not going to be anything of anything. There might be levels of nitrate, but that would be good to know how much is in there compared to last week. So I put over, well, I've done, what was that, 3/4. So if my nitrate was at 100, it should, in theory, be down to 25. So, I say in theory, but, you know, we'll have a look. We'll take some measurements in a bit and we'll see. Yeah, they all look happy, don't they? They've had something to eat now, which they've been waiting for. Oh, it took quite a bit of water out, yeah. Yeah, I obviously did only put in about 14 litres. By the looks of it, I've taken out about 15, 16 litres. But there was also some evaporation that happened in there. Live and learn. Live and learn. I could really take that heater out, but I want to keep it in there just in case we do actually have any really cold nights, and it may have to come on, but we'll see. Right, all of that needs cleaning out now. So that bucket, all that water will not get wasted at all. So I do have some bonsais outside, and I have a miniature Christmas tree, and the only reason why it's a miniature Christmas tree is because I've never planted it. It's always been potted in a small pot, like a bonsai Christmas tree, but I say bonsai, I mean it's probably about 2.5 foot or so. So I'm going to feed my plants with this water, get the tank topped up, do some water tests. We'll have a look and see how the snake's getting on.
So he's finally having his munch. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? You can't see very well. Well, if I disturb him too much, he may drop it, because he does that. But yeah, he's having his munch now. Carefully close this. Don't know how well you can see him. I don't want to get too close. But his neck is huge because that's where the rat clearly is. It's fascinating to watch them feed and how he moves it down his body. Yeah, it's amazing. The fish seem nice and happy now. Well, they don't like having the light on them, that's for sure. Yeah, lovely. Happy days. So we've just done some tests on the water to see what the water quality is like after the water change. I knew beforehand from last week it wasn't great anyway, and you know, I think that was probably one of the reasons why we had ick, along with the stress. So on the readings, starting off with O2, the oxygen, so it's somewhere between 8 and 12 10 parts per million. So yeah, probably about 10 ppm. Ammonia actually is quite, well, there is ammonia in there, and that's at between 0.5 and 1 ppm. So the nitrite, that's at 0.25 ppm, and the nitrate, that is still quite high. It's I'd say, well, now I've left it, it's gone up. It's probably about 50 ppm. So again, you know, it's still okay. The fish, it's not going to kill them, but I want that to be reduced. So I'm not going to do another water change straight away. But again, it's not topped all the way up to the top. That's not going to make a great deal of difference to these readings. But it does go to show that I am going to need to do weekly water changes to be able to get these levels right back down again. they were slightly high anyway. So, but yeah, no, I do definitely want to get these levels down. I mean, when I first put them in, there was no ammonia and no nitrate, but quite high levels of nitrite. No, let me start again. So, yeah, there was no ammonia, no nitrite, but there was high levels of nitrate. Now, I think that was purely just because of the water from the pond. Now we've got the pump working and we've got the fish in here. They're obviously producing ammonia, which is then transferring into nitrite and then into nitrate. The watercress will be removing the nitrates out of there, and also it will also be removing the carbon monoxide. No, was it carbon dioxide that they produce from oxygen? I'm not sure. Same as humans, isn't it? And obviously the watercress will remove that. So again, that will help with the oxygen. But the one little concern I do have is I've done a pH test and it's come out blue. So it's at about 8.5. So I know it's not these aren't the most accurate of readings, but they give you a great indication of what's going on within the tank. And I know that water still isn't perfect for them, but we'll get there. So again, I'll do exactly the same again next Sunday. Do another water change. I may do a change midway through the week, we'll see. I want to keep an eye on the levels, so I'll probably, because this is quite a lot of hassle to go through, I might just get some strips just so I can test them a little bit quicker, especially if I'm just going to do it for daily, just for the next week or so, do some daily readings and we'll go from there. But the fish are well happy. They could probably do with some more food again, because they do like their food, and I didn't really feed them a great deal this morning, and that feeding that you saw me give them, that was now I guess a couple of hours ago now, because I've been off doing other little bits and pieces. I went and got a little clip of the Christmas tree my little Christmas tree, so I'll put that in now. Well, I said it was a bonsai, but yeah, it is about 2.5 foot. Lightly decorated Christmas tree. Very nice. Yeah, no angel unfortunately. It's quite a large head on there. I haven't really done any trimming on it, I've just let it grow. It was, I don't know if you can see, but all the back here, it all died off. Unfortunately, it got repotted. I didn't repot it, but it was repotted, and someone had put like newspaper and everything at the bottom, and it stopped the water from draining. And what had happened, it gave it root rot. So I had to go through and, yeah, recovered it. It's I think it's taken about 2-3 years to recover fully. Well, I say recover fully, I mean to get to this stage. But yeah, happy days. You never know, one day it may start growing all the branches out the back again. It has got a few. It is starting to slowly fill up, but yeah, happy days. Also Halloween at the same time. It's just Christmas everywhere. It's Christmas. Well, it's dark, you can't see it. Ah, scary! Oh my gosh, run away! Ah! Ah, she's chasing me! Run away! Shit! And then, what else did we do? I can't remember, there's quite a few here now. This is going to outfill them up. They won't be looking for food after that, that's for sure. So I'm going to clear all this up and then just keep an eye on the water levels over the week. Hopefully there won't be anything disastrous going on. Hopefully everything stays calm and all good. And then hopefully there'll be no upload until next week. So we'll try and keep it, I don't want to keep throwing up loads of videos, but at the same time I do want to keep producing content. I appreciate everything, all the support from all of you guys. I really do. It's it's amazing. I just love watching the fish. I mean, I usually sit on the little chair here and just watch them. And the good thing about those pellets is they've eaten all the ones that have dropped, but there's still 4, 5 I think floating around on the top, and either those ones will drop or the fish will actually find them. They'll swim to the surface. Oh, there you go, there's one dropping. Yeah, so they're still wanting more food, even though there's, you know, I think they're just greedy, aren't they? They always want more food. Well, I'm going to sit here and watch these for the next, gosh, I don't know, a little while. Well, I guess actually I better get on and clean the snake out as well. Well, thank you very much for watching. Do all that good stuff down below. Comment, like, subscribe, share. And I will see you all next time on another upload here on Nigel's Pond with myself, Matt Twig. So, from me to you, take care, stay safe, and God bless.